Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Welcome to day number 6 of Valmiki Ramayana series. So happy to have all of you back. So, Bhaktavatsala Prabhu, always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. That's right. Chinmudra, Ramchandran sir, Uma Vaidyanathan Mataji, Yogita Mataji, Nagaraj sir, Chakrapani sir, glad to have you logging in live. Basavaraj sir, Raghavendra Kulkarni sir, Rajalakshmi ji, Sunita Kannan Mataji, Usha Mataji, Indumati Mataji, Jailakshmi ji, Nakul, Chetan Prabhu, Bindia Mataji, Mani ji, Geeta Mataji, Aparna Mataji, Sushma Mataji. So all of you, welcome. There are many more names, but we need to get started with the class. So sorry, I'm not taking all of your names. So welcome everyone. Day number 6. Let's go ahead and begin with the prayers. I'm going to share my screen in such a way that you can also look at the prayers and please join me in chanting these auspicious prayers called the Mangalacharan prayers. So first we will standard ISKCON prayers we will chant, and then after that we will also chant some prayers from Valmiki Ramayana, and then we will begin Aranyakanda today. Okay, so I hope everybody is ready and eagerly looking forward to it. Okay, so here we go. Nama Om Vishnupadaya कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृन्द नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमा प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः. So meanwhile, dear devotees, maybe a few of you can let me know if I'm clearly audible. If I am not, just put a message in the comments saying if I'm audible. So that way it's a confirmation for me to, for keeping, so that I can continue forward. Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmanahitaya Cha Jagadhitaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute. Thank you very much everybody for that confirmation. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So let us offer our humble obeisances unto the lotus feet of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada as we begin day number 6 of Valmiki Ramayana series. Shuklam Devam Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantaye Guru Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Kujantam Rama Rameti Madhuram Madhuraksharam Aruha Kavita Shakham Vandet वाल्मीकिकोकिलं यः पिबन् सततं रामचरितामृतसागरम् अतृप्तस्तं मुनिं वन्दे प्राचेतसमकल्मषम् मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वातात्मजं वानरयूतमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शिरसा नमामि. So, Hare Krishna everyone, Jai Shri Ram. If you haven't already taken the time to say Jai Shri Ram in the comment section, please go ahead and do that. Let's keep glorifying Lord Sri Rama eternally, always. Let us get ready, preparing our consciousness by submerging, absorbing our consciousness in this divine wisdom, the nectar of Sri Valmiki Ramayana, for the most historic event on January 22nd, 2024, for the prana prathishtapana of Lord Sri Ramachandra in Sri Rama Mandir in Ayodhya Dham. So we have covered quite a lot in the first 5 days. We have come all the way up until almost end of Ayodhya Kanda. We've understood the Bija mantra of Ramayana. We've discussed about the Ramayana Avatara Leela. This is the Bija mantra. Manishada pratishthampam agama shashwati samaha yat krauncha mithunadi ekamavadhi kama mohitam. We've discussed 4 different meanings of this one mantra. The literal meaning, Rama killing Ravana from the perspective of Rama, Ravana kidnapping Sita Devi, so from the point of view of Ravana, and then finally, the one that is most relevant for all of us, how the Lord comes to reclaim the conditioned soul. And then Balakanda, we've understood what are the actual meanings. What is it that is represented by Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata, and Shatrughna? So Rama represents Dharma, Lakshmana represents Artha, Bharata represents Moksha, and Shatrughna represents Kama. So we got a good philosophical understanding of why we always say Rama Lakshmana, Bharata Shatrughna. And then also we saw the arrival of Vishwamitra Muni requesting from Dasharath Maharaj to send Rama in order to kill Tataka, Maricha, Subahu, because they were creating so much of disturbance for the performance of welfare activities, sacrificial ceremonies from Vishwamitra Muni and other sages in Siddhashrama. And then he takes Rama, along with him goes Lakshmana as well, and then they actually protect the sacrificial ceremony for 6 continuous days. Tataka and Subahu are killed, but Maricha is spared. However, Maricha was thrown a long distance away using Vayu Astra by Rama. So Maricha fell on the 8th island, the present day Mauritius. And then from there, Vishwamitra Muni took them to Mithila, but on the way to Mithila, Lord Ramachandra uplifted Ahalya Devi, a great Pativrata, Panchakanya. And then we witnessed the Vivaha Yajna of the 4 brothers with 4 sisters. Rama took the hand of Mother Sita, Lakshmana married Urmila, Bharata wedded Mandovi, and Shatrughna, he took the hand of Shrutakirti. And after this, we entered into Ayodhya Kanda, the second Kanda, where the coronation ceremony preparations are happening. Dasharath Maharaj, using the opportune moment when Bharata and Shatrughna were away at their maternal uncle place, he wanted to go ahead and complete the coronation of Lord Sri Rama. Well, but the fate twisted the whole thing in a whole another direction. That is, Kaikeyi, poisoned by Mantara, she took advantage of the 2 boons that were granted by Dasharath Maharaj to her, and she demanded that one, Bharata must become the king, not Rama, and second, Rama must be banished into the forest for 14 years right away. And then Rama, as glorious as he is, Maryada Purushottama, we've discussed how Ayodhya Kanda is Dharma Pradhana Kanda, that Rama quickly, without even an ounce of shoka, lamentation, he immediately adjusts to this sudden twist of the change of events. He goes and seeks the blessings of Mother Kaushalya, somehow or other convinces her to give the permission, give her blessings so he can head towards the forest. And there is this conversation between Rama and Sita, how Sita wants to go with him, but Rama doesn't want her to. And then finally, Rama had to consent. and give permission for Sita to go along with him, and immediately Lakshmana also joined them. And yesterday we discussed how Sumitra Devi surpasses even Lakshmana in the kind of bhakti she had for Lord Rama. All of them are great devotees, but just relatively speaking, the kind of words uttered by Sumitra in giving her blessings to Lakshmana, Rama, and Sita and bidding them farewell is so exemplary, is so glorious. In fact, that has become the most important shloka of all the 24,000 shlokas in Ramayana. And then we saw how Lord Ramachandra met Guha, Nishada Raja, and then the sweet interaction pastime with the boatman. And then they also enter Bharadwaja Muni's ashram, and it is Bharadwaja Muni who gives them the idea, suggests that they can stay in Chitrakoot. And while they were in Chitrakoot, although I said Chitrakoot 11.5 years, this includes Dandakaranya stay also. It is not just Chitrakoot. They didn't stay for 11 and a half years only in Chitrakoot. Later we will see today how they will enter into Dandakaranya, and they spent about 10 years in Dandakaranya. So this time period includes that as well. And then Bharata, after he comes back, and meanwhile Dashrath Maharaj has left his body within 6 days of Rama, Lakshmana, Sita leaving Ayodhya. Dashrath Maharaj left his body in the absence of all his four sons. Bharata, Shatrughna have come back, and they have come to know what has happened, and they are extremely pained by this whole thing. And Bharata, he takes everybody, all his three mothers, Vasishta Muni, Shatrughna, the ministers, all the Ayodhya Vasis, they have all come to Chitrakuta, and Bharata is persuading Rama to come back to Ayodhya and take up the throne. But Rama, he honors the word. He sets the golden standard. How once given the word, we should live up to it. So Rama refuses to go back, but instead, what does he do? He gives his paduka. And Bharata brings back that paduka, and he coronates the paduka. He keeps them on the throne, and Bharata is ruling Ayodhya wonderfully, but on behalf of Rama. But he himself is living a life of recluse. So this is where we had stopped, and now in Chitrakuta, all the sages they requested Rama that now that Ayodhya Vasis know where you are, now they will keep coming and going, and this will disrupt the peace of the environment here. So maybe it is just about time to leave Chitrakoot and move forward. So Rama also, he was also thinking along the same lines. So this is where they all move ahead from Chitrakuta, and they visit the ashram of the great Pativrata Anasuya Devi and her glorious sagacious husband, that is Atri and Anasuya. Anasuya, Asuya means envy. So Anasuya, she who has no envy. And if we are of this character where we don't have any envy, and also Atri, Tri means the three gunas. Atri means somebody who's gone beyond the three gunas. So we all know that the material modes of nature, the whole show is run by the three modes. And what are those three modes? Sattva guna, Rajo guna, and Tamo guna. And how can we go beyond these three gunas? By performing bhakti. Bhakti is in Shuddha Sattva. It doesn't come under the influence of any of these three modes. So without envy, that is Anasuya, and by performing bhakti, when we go beyond the three modes, then we don't have to go to have the darshan of the Lord. The Lord himself comes to have our darshan. So this is nicely depicted in this beautiful sweet pastime of Rama, Lakshmana and Sita coming to visit and have darshan of Atri and Anasuya. And here Atri Maharshi, he goes on to glorify Anasuya Devi, the chastity of Anasuya Devi, depicting a couple of pastimes. So once there was another Pativrata Nari, and she had a husband who was a leper, Kushtarogi. And this leper, in spite of his degraded condition, he wanted to associate with a prostitute. And can you imagine? This chaste wife of his was so chaste to the extent that she was literally carrying her leper husband in order to arrange his association with this prostitute. And as she was carrying him along the way, she stumbled on a small pebble. And what happened was there was one great rishi sitting there, and by mistake, this leper's body touched him. And he cursed because of this so-called offense. He cursed that, that leper would die by the next day sunrise. And immediately, this Pativrata Nari, she said, oh, you have cursed my husband to die. So she said, out of my chastity, I will make sure the sun doesn't even rise tomorrow. That way, my husband will not die. If the sun rise only, my husband is going to die. So I proclaim that the sun will never rise tomorrow. And actually, such was the power of her chastity. So this chastity is so powerful. We see in many, many cases, whether it was Gandhari, because of her chastity, she had so much power that she could turn the body of Duryodhana into iron, the strength of an iron. So here we see Anasuya is another chaste lady, Arundhati another chaste lady, Draupadi, Mandodari, and now this Pativrata Nari who could stop the sun from rising. And it's hard to imagine what's the condition if one day sun doesn't rise. The whole universe will, the whole world will come to a standstill. So all the devatas were concerned what to do now. And so they thought only another Pativrata Nari can actually console this Pativrata Nari and make her take that vow back that the sun should not rise. So who better than Anasuya? So the demigods approached Anasuya and they told her, please help. So Anasuya told this Pativrata Nari that you please take back this vow of yours that the sun should not rise. And she said, I will make sure that your husband will not die. And with this assurance that Pativrata, she let the sun rise, and then using her power of chastity, Anasuya Devi made sure that this man did not die, this leper did not die. So this was the glory of Anasuya Devi. And not only this, another time, Narad Muni, the great celestial sage, he happened to visit Mother Saraswati, Mother Lakshmi, and Mother Parvati. And he told all three of them that Anasuya is the greatest chaste lady in the whole of creation. And immediately all these three Devis, they were like, how is this? That she surpasses even us. So they wanted to test her chastity. So what did they do? They requested all of their husbands, Brahma, Shiva and Vishnu, to go and test the chastity of Anasuya. And just before that, Atri Rishi had actually performed a prayer, and in that prayer, he had prayed that he wanted the Supreme Lord himself as their son. And he had prayed to all three of them, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. And, divine providence. So, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, all three of them show up at the door of Anasuya Devi and they ask for some alms. They come asking for some bhiksha. And when this Anasuya Devi, she comes out to offer bhiksha, these three, they say that no, you have to offer alms while you are undressed without any clothes. And Anasuya Devi, keeping her calm and composure intact, without any agitation, with just a smile on her face, she said, sure, I can do that, but all three of you should become small children. If you become small babies, then definitely I will do what you have asked me to. So this is how Brahma became Chandra, a small baby, Vishnu became Dattatreya, and Shiva became Durvasa, the three babies. The Amsha, Brahma's Amsha was Chandra, Vishnu's Amsha is Dattatreya, and the Amsha of Shiva, Durvasa Muni, the infamous Durvasa Muni, who gets angry really quick and curses so many of them. But he's also easy to please and he favors many also. However, continuing with the Anasuya Devi story, so Anasuya Devi, this time, because they became babies and she also as a mother, she fed them. And these babies were so happy in the company of Anasuya Devi, the way she was nourishing them and taking care of them. They ended up staying here, and all the three, Saraswati, Lakshmi, and Parvati Devi, they were getting really concerned because their husbands have not come back. And then they themselves came back and requested Anasuya Devi that please return our husbands back. And they agreed that Anasuya is the greatest chaste lady. So these are some of the glories of Anasuya Devi, and Atri Maharshi tells Sita that please go and take some instructions from her on Nari Dharma. And Sita Devi approaches her. She says that my mother Sunaina, if I'm not mistaken, I think that's what is her mother's name, Janaka Maharaj's wife's name, Sunaina. So she says, my mother has already given me some beautiful instructions, and so has my mother-in-law Kaushalya Devi. Now, O Anasuya Devi, mother, I want to hear from you. So this is another great instruction when we do sadhu sangha, when we meet great sages. So we must hear from them. So we visit the sages to hear from them, to learn from them, to take guidance and instructions from them. So Anasuya Devi instructs Sita Devi so nicely, so many beautiful instructions she gives. You can go through Ramayana for this. And then Anasuya Devi gives very precious gifts to Sita Mata and gets her ready, decorates her very nicely with some beautiful ornaments and very nice sari. That even Lord Ramachandra is very impressed to see Sita like this. And especially, there is a sari that Anasuya Devi gives which never ever gets worn out. It will never tear. And number two, it will never wrinkle. It will not get these folds. And number three, it will never get dirty. So it was a very appropriate gift because they were going to be in the forest, and especially when Mother Sita is going to be in Lanka, that whole year when she was there, she was actually wearing this sari given by Anasuya Devi. So they bid farewell, they offer their obeisances to Atri Rishi and Anasuya Devi, take their blessings, and now this brings the end of actually Ayodhya Kanda, and we are starting Aranya Kanda. So one of the very first stages they meet in Aranya, that is Dandaka Aranya. Dandaka Aranya happened to be a very serene place for so many sages to come and perform their tapasya, penance, austerity here. But over a period of time, because of a demon called Dandaka, this Dandaka Aranya was terrorized by so many demons as well. And also we understand, so when we follow dharma, just like we saw in Ayodhya Kanda, how pretty much every character that we're talking about, how they upheld dharma. So what is the result of practicing dharma? We get sadhu sangha. We get the association of great people, great sages, great devotees. And as a result of getting the association of great sages, what is the next thing? We can kill the demons, the many anarthas that are there in our heart. So similarly, here Rama, Lakshmana, Sita, they are upholding dharma. They have left Ayodhya. They've come to Aranya. They get to associate with so many sadhus. And as they are meeting the sadhus, parallelly, what happens is they are also killing so many demons. We will see some of the demons now. So like this, one of the great sages that they met was Sudekshna Rishi. So they received instructions from Sudekshna Rishi as well. He was explaining to them about the glories of this Dandakaranya, various aspects of it. They took his blessings and they moved forward. And going forward, the next stage that they met was Sharabanga Rishi. Now, Sharabanga Rishi was another great sage. Actually, there is so much of backstory for each and every one of these sages. I'm not going into all the details because this is supposed to be an overview. We don't have the time to get into all the details. So, just before Rama, Lakshmana, Sita arrived at the ashram of Sharabanga Rishi, actually Indra had come. So Indra approached Sharabanga Rishi and said, you come with me right now, I will take you to Swarga right at this moment. Now this could be very tempting when such a great offer is made to go to Swarga, but not for devotees. For Karmakandi people, yes, going to Swarga is one of the great achievements. In fact, people perform so much of punya karya with the objective that they can go to heaven and enjoy. But we know from the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, from great scriptures, that Swarga is also one of the material planetary systems. Although the quality of lifestyle is great there, but still it is within this Dukkalayam Ashashvatam. So devotees are not very fascinated by the description of Swargaloka. So even Krishna says, Kshine punye martya lokam vishanti. Kshine punye. Krishna says, once your punya, once your piety goes down, you cannot stay in heaven forever. You must again come down to this martya loka, to this material, to this middle planetary system, Bhuloka. And again you have to engage in karma. So Sharabanga Rishi had knowing all these things very well, and he also knew Rama could be coming here any moment. So he was not enticed by this offer of Indra to go to Swargaloka. He refuses this, and just after Indra left, immediately arrives Rama, Lakshmana, Sita. So we should also not be very tempted. We should keep the main thing the main thing. Our ultimate goal is to go back home, back to Godhead, to the spiritual world. But so many such allurements will come by Maya, but we should not fall prey to that. So here Sarabanga Rishi showcased that, and then he received Rama, Lakshmana, Sita. He is beyond blissful to actually receive them and have their darshan. And then so many other rishis were there. They had become so emaciated. And then when they were sitting and relishing this association of sadhus, then Rama asked, what is this big pile of bones here? It's kind of very unusual to see a pile of bones. It was like a mountain, a huge pile of bones. And then the rishis, their face immediately turned pale and they said, oh Rama, this Aranya has been infested with so many demons, and these demons are killing sadhus like anything. And these are the bones of the sadhus who have already been killed. So Rama, he gave the assurance. He said, take my word. You have my promise that during my stay here in Dandakaranya, I will destroy all these demons and bring peace to this place so all of you can peacefully perform your sacrifices. So like this, giving this assurance, Rama, Lakshmana, Sita move forward after having darshan of all these wonderful sages. And the very first Rakshasa that they meet in Dandakaranya is Virada Rakshasa. So this Virada Rakshasa was huge, he was gigantic. And right away, he actually captured, he grabbed Mother Sita and he told, oh Rama, oh Lakshmana, both of you just run away from here. Because I'm going to kill you if you try to protect this lady. Both of you leave this place so I can enjoy with this woman. And then Rama Lakshmana, when they tried to protest and fight with this Virada Rakshasa, he immediately let go of Sita and then he grabbed with both his arms, in one hand Rama, in another hand Lakshmana. And he had like huge arms. And Rama looked at Lakshmana, Lakshmana looked at Rama, and immediately they pounced, they, jumped out of his arms and they started shooting both of them together, and then they killed this Virada Rakshasa. So having killed Virada Rakshasa, the next sage that they meet in Dandakaranya is one of the Sapta Rishis, Agastya Rishi. So Agastya Rishi is a great Rishi. So Agastya Rishi also gives them some very nice practical instructions that is based on the scriptures. And then also Agastya Rishi said, I know, O Rama and Lakshmana, that you have already been gifted by Vishwamitra Muni many powerful Astra Shastras, but however, the kind of demons that you are going to encounter are going to be so powerful that Agastya Rishi says, even I want to bless you with some Astra and Shastra. So Agastya Rishi gives them some special bows, and he also gives them a quiver with unending arrows. So if you remember, even in Kurukshetra war, that Arjuna also had such a quiver. Unending arrows, like you can keep on using as many arrows you want, it will not end, it will keep on getting refilled. So receiving the blessings of Agastya Rishi, all three of them again they move forward. And meanwhile, they also requested Agastya Rishi that what is the best place for us to stay. So Agastya Muni said, very close by to this place, river Godavari is flowing. So it's a very, very serene place for you to build your hermitage and stay there. So that is how Rama, Lakshmana, Sita ended up in Panchavati. So even now, when you get to go to the banks of Godavari, all these places are preserved. Panchavati, even today, it is very, very beautiful. So in Panchavati, immediately Lakshmana begins his service. Wherever they go, it is he who builds the hermitages. So he builds a very beautiful hermitage and they're staying here. And meanwhile, while they're staying here, there are a couple of conversations that I want to highlight. So Mother Sita, when she is talking to Rama, so she says a person's degradation happens three ways. One is by being dishonest, speaking lies. A person who lies cannot make progress. There is only regression for him, no progression. And second, a person who associates with a woman other than his own wife. So degradation happens through that. And number three, a person who is unnecessarily violent. So Mother Sita tells Rama that I have complete confidence, complete faith that, oh Rama, that you will never do the first two. You are Maryada Purushottama. You always uphold the truth. You will never speak a lie. That is there. And the second thing, I also don't doubt your loyalty towards me, that you will never ever associate with any other woman. That is also a given. But number three, she said, although we are dressed as recluses, hermits, but you are always carrying this bow and arrow with you. So, will that eventually entice you to perform violence? And she also gives an example here how there was a sage, he was gifted a bow and arrow, and initially he never used it, but as he was performing his sacrificial ceremonies, once in a while he would look at those weapons, and eventually he started using those weapons to kill the animals, and eventually he became very violent. So, hearing this, Rama tells her that, oh Sita, you have spoken some very good Siddhanta, but he says that it is my responsibility that having given the word to the sages that I will remove these demons from Dandakaranya, I will resort to violence, but I will utilize violence to uphold Dharma. So everything has its utility, including violence. So Rama assures that violence used for, clearing, making way for the sages' practices by clearing the demons, now that will not become a cause of one's degradation. That is the proper use of violence. And there is another conversation between Lakshmana and Rama. Lakshmana is asking Rama that what is Maya, my dear brother? And the answer given by Rama to Lakshmana is that me and mine. Sorry, I and mine. So he says, this is Maya, Aham and Mama. So once somebody gives these two up, I and mine, Aham and Mama, Rama says that you will be free from Maya. So like this, this is an extended conversation. I'm not going into all those details here. So from here, when they were staying in Panchavati, so nicely Lakshmana would go and then he will bring some kandamula, some roots, some fruits, and Mother Sita will maintain the kutir and she will prepare some whatever simple food she can and take care of Rama and Lakshmana. And meanwhile, they also get the association of this mighty bird called Jatayu. So he introduces himself and says, Rama, Lakshmana, I am a friend of your father, Dasharatha. So in that sense, I am more like your uncle. And Jatayu says, I actually stay here in Panchavati, and he requests Rama that please allow me to serve all of you. He says when Lakshmana is busy going here and there fetching water and getting the food items, so Jatayu said, I will protect Sita in your absence. Please let me do this service. So meanwhile, the Shurpanaka, who is actually one of the sisters of Ravana. Maybe this is a good point to talk a little bit about Ravana, and then we will continue with Shurpanaka's story. So, Ravana is actually the son of Vishrava, who was actually a great sage. And this Vishrava was the son of Pulatsya Maharshi. Now, Pulatsya Maharshi is a great rishi. So, Ravana's birth from the father's side is very glorious. Both the father and the grandfather are great sages. But however, his mother Kaikeshi was a demon princess. So a child is affected by both the father's lineage and the mother's lineage. So Ravana took the influence more from the mother's side, so he ended up being a demon. And who are the siblings of Ravana? So Kubera. Kubera was not a brother of Ravana, he was a half brother of Ravana. Because they were born to the same father, that is Vishrava, but by different mothers. So Ravana's mother was Kaikeshi and Kubera's mother was Devranini. And we also, I am assuming that you are already familiar that Ravana actually stole the Lanka kingdom from Kubera. He also stole Pushpaka Vimana from Kubera. So his own half brother he had harassed. And Ravana also had many other brothers. Vibhishana is a great devotee. Kumbhakarna, Kara, Dushana, Ahiravan, Kumbini, Meenakshi. Actually, Meenakshi, the fish-eyed one, that is the literal meaning, but actually this Meenakshi is more famous as Shurpanaka. So he had quite a few siblings. And Ravana was very, very powerful. He was very good looking to the extent that after Rama killed Ravana, even Rama appreciated the appearance, the good looks of Ravana. So even Rama exclaimed looking at Ravana, Aho Rupam, he was so good looking. And he was so good looking that many women were charmed by him. But also, because he was a demon, although he was very powerful, he was very well versed in scriptures. Ravana was invited by even great personalities to recite scriptures in their assemblies. So not only he was physically strong, but also he was very well versed with scriptures, and in performing austerities also he was very well versed. And usually we see the demons, they are usually the worshippers of Shiva. But Ravana was not only a worshipper of Shiva, he was also a worshipper of Brahma. So he had gotten boons from both Brahma and Shiva. But this is a great testimony that no matter which demigod you worship, no matter how powerful you are, no matter how many boons you have on your side, but if you are a demon and if you don't recognize and worship the supremacy of the Supreme Lord, then the destruction is guaranteed. So this Ravana, after he stole Pushpaka from his half brother Kubera, he was just going here and there. And this Pushpaka Vimana was such a special Vimana, it was almost like a city. It had beautiful gardens, it had water places, it had so many facilities. And simply by mentally thinking the destination where you want to go, Pushpaka Vimana will take you there. So many glorious characteristics, features of this Pushpaka Vimana as well. So once when Ravana was going on his Pushpaka Vimana, he saw a lady who is sitting on Himalaya Parvata and performing intense tapasya. And she was so beautiful that Ravana wanted to enjoy her, and her name was Vedavati. And Ravana grabbed her hair and said, Oh Devi, that I want to, enjoy with you. And Vedavati said, Who are you? And she said, I'm performing tapasya to have Vishnu as my husband. Ravana started laughing, and first of all, he has 10 heads. And him laughing, you can imagine all 10 heads, 10 mouths laughing. And then he said, Vishnu, why would you want to marry that Vishnu? Marry me. And then Vedavati, she considered herself contaminated because this demon had touched her hair. So immediately she took a sword and chopped off her hair and said that, you have contaminated me by doing this. And Vedavati said, because of the contamination of you touching my hair, I'm going to leave my body right now. But she said, I myself will become a cause of your death in your in my next life. And it is the same Vedavati who submerged into the earth. Later she came back from earth as Mother Sita, the daughter of Janaka Maharaj. So Vedavati had cursed Ravana, saying that I myself will become the cause of your death. And on the way from here, this is another curse from Ramba, but before going to Ramba's curse, Ravana had accumulated so many curses actually. So there was Nandi. So Nandi we know is the divine bull who is the Vahana of Lord Shiva. So there was this temple, there was this place, abode where Shiva and Parvati were residing upon Himalayas. And this Ravana, he had mocked Nandi saying that you look like a monkey. And Nandi was offended by that and he said that Vanaras only will become the cause of your death. They will they will come and kill you. So this was another curse. And then Shiva and Parvati, while they were just engaging in some divine interaction, conversation, this Ravana, he came down the mountain where they were staying and he was lifting the mountain so many times up and down. And Parvati Devi was so agitated by this, even she cursed. And then Shiva pushed the mountain down in such a way that Ravana's hand got stuck under the mountain. And then so many demigods came and advised Ravana that you please glorify Lord Shiva, otherwise you will be stuck here only. And then this is when Ravana started glorifying Shiva like anything. He did some austerity, and then Shiva was pleased and he released. And on the way from here, Ravana also went and he wanted to enjoy with Nalakuvera. Now, Nalakuvera and Manigriva are the two sons of Kubera. So, Nalakuvera's wife was Ramba. So, because Kubera is the half brother of Ravana, more like Nalakuvera is also the son of Ravana. So, Ramba actually becomes his daughter-in-law. But Ravana had no such discrimination. So, when he wanted to force and enjoy with Ramba, and he actually did so, so at this point, Nalakuvera was so angered, he was so furious that he curses Ravana that going forward, if he forcefully touches or tries to enjoy with any woman, he will die immediately. And this is exactly why he did not force Sita, because he was very much aware of this curse by Nalakuvera. So, like this, curses after curses. So, now we can go back knowing this background story of Ravana. So, the Shurpanaka, who was the sister of Ravana, she was a demoness. And such was the character of Ravana that he had killed his own brother-in-law, that he had killed the husband of Shurpanaka. And the Shurpanaka and along with her three brothers, that is Kar, Dushan and Akampan, all three brothers of Ravana, they were all in a place called Janasthan. Now Janasthan, although it was in the province of, within the jurisdiction of Bharat, it was like a outpost region of Ravana. Although he was in Lanka, he had a huge place called Janasthan that was actually taken care by his three brothers and a sister. So this Shurpanaka, she would just frolic here and there, harassing people. So once she was coming like that in Panchavati, so she saw Rama and she was really enchanted by his beauty. Now, who would not be, right? So not only was she enchanted by the beauty of Rama, that she actually approached him and said, "Oh, please marry me." And Rama, without even looking at her, he kept his eyes fixed on Sita, but he was talking to Shurpanaka. They just wanted to have a little fun. So Rama, in a funny way, in a joking way, told Shurpanaka that, I am already married. See, I am here with my wife. So I can't marry you. But here, my brother, Lakshmana, he is all by himself. He doesn't have his wife with him here. He didn't say he's not married because he is. But he said he doesn't have his wife here. So maybe you should approach him. So this Shurpanaka is such a Kamacharini that just now she had approached Rama and now she is immediately going to Lakshmana. So this is how lust is. If not this person, some other person. If not this desire, some other desire. Somehow or other fulfill one's karma. And Lakshmana also started joking and said, "Oh Devi, that I would have married you. But the thing is, I am a servant of Rama. So if you marry me, you will also become a servant. So are you willing to serve both Rama and Sita as a menial maid servant? She said, no way. So Lakshmana said, so go back to my brother. So like this, they were joking around, and this Shurpanaka, it's so funny that she kept going back and forth between Rama and Lakshmana, Lakshmana and Rama. And then she was so angry at one point. She said, it is because of this woman that you both men are, rejecting me, not willing to marry me. Let me actually eat up this woman. And Shurpanaka had come just like Putana. She had disguised herself like as though she is a very beautiful woman. Because if she comes in her true appearance, nobody would be attracted to her. And when she was almost about to pounce on Sita and try to hurt her, harm her, then Rama said, Lakshmana, there is no time. And then immediately Lakshmana went, and this is when Lakshmana chopped off the nose and the 2 ears of Shurpanaka. And by now Shurpanaka's true appearance came about, and they knew she's not a damsel, she's actually a demoness. So Shurpanaka was very much offended by this, that her nose was cut off and her ears were cut off. And what is the place? Which is the place this happened? This is the present day Nasik. Nasika means nose. So in Nashik, that is where this incident happened, the cutting of the nose of Shurpanaka by Lakshmana. So what did Shurpanaka do? She immediately went to her brothers Kara, Dushan and Akampan, and she said, this is the Shurpanaka quality, right? She did not say what actually she did. She just said there are these two men with a beautiful woman, and one of them, see what he has done to me. He has cut off my nose. So some people are like this. They will not say how they have instigated the thing, what they did. They will only say what was done to them. This is Shurpanaka mentality. So immediately all her three brothers, Kara, Dushan and Akampan, they brought 14,000 soldiers along with them to fight and kill these two, Rama and Lakshmana. This is such an incident which actually one of the Alvars, we all know that there are 12 Alvars, great devotees of Perumal. And one of them is Kulashekara Alvar, who was the king of Chola and Pandya Desha. Now, he was a great Rama Bhakta that, in spite of being a king, in spite of so many of his responsibilities and duties to execute on a daily basis, every single day he would listen to Rama Katha. And one such day, the Brahmana who was reading Rama Katha, he was narrating this incident, how this Kara, Dushan and Akampan are coming with 14,000 soldiers attacking Rama and Lakshmana. And immediately Kulashekara Alvar was so immersed, so deeply absorbed in the Rama Katha that he immediately got up and said, oh minister, arrange for the army. My Rama is all by himself, only with Lakshmana and Sita, and he has to fight against 14,000 soldiers. Let us go and help them right now. And he was so absorbed that actually the minister had to arrange for the soldiers, and they started marching towards Nasik. And now what to do? They can't, he's the king, they have to follow his order also. And the minister actually came up with an idea, and that idea was he sent some soldiers in a different direction, a shortcut route. He said, please go from that, come from the opposite direction, and give the news to Kulashekara Alvar, saying that actually Rama has attained victory. He has single-handedly killed all the 14,000 soldiers. You don't have to worry, now you can go back. And that is what actually they did. And finally, Kulashekara Alvar was convinced and he went back to the kingdom. This is how the great devotees are. And this is how we are also supposed to relish Ramayana, Mahabharata, Bhagavatam, getting deep into the story, the pastimes. So Rama actually warned Kara and Dushan and Akampan that please go back. I don't want to kill any of you. And Rama actually says this is what Shurpanaka did. She was punished for the things that she did. But however, the demons don't listen. So Rama had to kill all of them, all 14,000 soldiers. And in fact, once Sita Devi, in a joking way, she had mocked Rama carrying this bow and arrow in the forest. She had said, you're always carrying this bow and arrow. I've hardly seen you use it. So why do you even carry them with you? So now Rama wanted to show to Sita what he is capable of doing. Now this is just a fun banter. It's not a serious thing. So he told Lakshmana that you don't get involved in this. I will take care of it. So single-handedly, Rama killed Kara and Dushan. Akampan was not killed, and 14,000 soldiers were killed. And then he went and stood in front of Sita like that, and Sita was like, just by the way she looked at him, is like, yes, I appreciate what you have done. I know how great you are. And also, Rama had not forgotten what Sita had said just when they were leaving Ayodhya. She had said, if you don't take me with you, my father Janaka Maharaj will think, did I give my daughter's hand to a woman who came in the form of a man? So Rama had not forgotten that. So now he's showcasing that, do you accept my masculinity? So now, Akampan, he went literally shivering only. Kampan means shaking. So he was shaking and he went to Ravana and he gave this news to Ravana saying that there are these two brothers who have done this to Shurpanaka and they have also killed all your army in Janastan, including your two brothers Kara and Dushan. And at this point, Ravana approaches Maricha. Now we know Maricha was in Mauritius. And Maricha had changed his ways. The moment he was shot by Rama, he had become the moment he heard the word Rama, he used to tremble. So Ravana went to Maricha and said, I want your help. I want you to come and trick and face these two brothers. But the moment Maricha heard the word Rama, then immediately he said, Ravana, who is your enemy who is giving you such ill advice? Who is your enemy that who wants your destruction, that they are actually wanting you to go and fight with Rama? So Maricha said, I would say it is better, O Ravana, that you give up this thought of yours. Give up this thought and just go back. And actually, the first time Ravana did come back. He did not pursue this further. But Shurpanaka was not the one to keep quiet. And she went to Ravana. And she started narrating this whole thing in such a twisted and turned way. She never said what she did. And she knew the weakness of Ravana. So what was the weakness of Ravana? Kama, lust, kama mohitam. So she instigated that weakness of Ravana. So she provoked him by describing the beauty of Sita Devi. So she described in such a way, and then she also said, oh Ravana, you don't even have to kill Rama and Lakshmana. If you simply kidnap this one woman, these two men will automatically die. So this is the ill advice given by Akampan and Shurpanaka. So this time Ravana goes to Maricha again. And he says, oh Maricha, you have to go and you have to help me in kidnapping this woman. Maricha said, I already told you how powerful these two brothers are. It is with one shot of his arrow that I ended up here. I know what they are capable of. They are not ordinary men. So he again said, Ravana, I am telling you again, this will lead to your destruction for sure. It is definitely it's your enemy only who is encouraging you to proceed in this direction. He said, even now there is time, please go back. But this time Ravana was not willing to because Shurpanaka had described the beauty of Sita. He said, no, you must do this. And Ravana threatened Maricha saying that if you don't do this, I'm going to kill you. So Maricha had two choices, either get killed by Ravana or get killed by Rama. So he would rather die in the hands of Rama and not Ravana. So he said, all right. Vinashakale viparita buddhi. When the time of destruction has come, people will not listen to anybody. Good advice will not stand. So having said this, so the whole plan was created. Ravana told Maricha what he's supposed to do. He said, become a golden deer and you should be frolicking here and there near the ashram, near the kutir where Rama, Lakshmana, Sita are there, and you must attract Sita. And he had also told him how he needs to take out the names of Ha Sita, Ha Lakshmana just before dying. So the whole plan was done. And so this golden deer, this non-existing illusory golden deer, kept coming here and there, and naturally Mother Sita, I should not say naturally, so based on the whole thing, how it was supposed to pan out, so Mother Sita starts getting attracted. Every once in a while, when she's plucking flowers or when she goes to do this or that, she's seeing this golden deer come and go, come and go. And this is the first time since they had married, and the first time since about what, 12, 13 years in the forest, she asks Rama that please get me this golden deer. She says, what a wonderful thing it will be. We can take this, if you catch it alive, we can take this golden deer back to Ayodhya. Wouldn't it be nice? Or if you kill him, even that skin of the deer, the golden deer, it'll be like a royal, paraphernalia in our assembly, in our kingdom. So please get this for me. And then Rama and Lakshmana both tell Sita that there is nothing called a golden deer. This is definitely some trick played by some demon. But however, Sita insists that I want this golden deer, I want this golden deer. And Rama tells Lakshmana this is the first time in all this time that she has asked for something. So let me satisfy her desire. So this is when Rama goes after this golden deer, the illusory deer, but he clearly instructs Lakshmana that you please don't leave her side. Leave her side. You be here and protect Sita. So earlier we have already mentioned how Sita Devi represents the jiva, conditioned soul like us. The soul is always enamored by Maya, Maya Mruga, this illusory material world, this illusory desire to satisfy our karma. But the moment we get attracted to this Maya, we turn our back towards the Supreme Lord, and that is what happened for Sita also. But at least there was Lakshmana to protect her during this time. Lakshmana represents Guru. Lakshmana is Guru Tattva. Balaram, Nityananda Prabhu, Lakshmana, Guru Tattva. But at least even when Rama left, as long as she had the protection of Lakshmana, nobody could kidnap her. But as Rama is chasing after this Maricha, that is the golden deer, he is running away, running away. And he went so far into the deep of the jungle, and now he knew that Rama will definitely catch hold of him. So just when he was about to be shot by Rama, before leaving his body, Maricha called out, "Hey Sita, hey Lakshmana." But he called it out in the voice of Rama, and immediately Sita was stunned. She told Lakshmana, "Looks like your brother Rama is in danger. You please go right now and help him." And Lakshmana said, "There is nobody in all the three worlds, my dear mother, who can put Rama in danger. So definitely this is some play of a demon. So let's not fall prey to this." And he says, "I'm not going to leave you. I have to be here and I must protect you. Also, I have taken a vow that whatever instruction is given by my brother Rama, if somebody tells me to go against that instruction, I will kill them. But you are my mother. I cannot do that for you." He pleads her in so many different ways that please don't force me to leave. This is dangerous for you. This is risky for you. But however, at this point in Ramayana, the kind of words that is uttered by Sita should not even be repeated. It is so painful to the heart, not only for Lakshmana, but even for us. Because she tells him that I think you were just waiting for the opportunity to enjoy with me. And Lakshmana, who held Rama and Sita with such a high awe and reverence and respect, he literally worshipped them. And for him, when she uttered such words, it was so painful. He understood the time has come that her life is definitely in danger. But because she spoke such harsh words, painful words, extremely grieving words, he leaves. And at that time, because he's so angry, as it is, Lakshmana is hot tempered, but now he really had the reason to get angry, and his eyes were so red that Bhumi Devi requested Lakshmana that please put your anger on me, because Janaki, Sita, she is my daughter. And this is when that fire came from the earth. It was actually from the anger of Lakshmana. We say Lakshmana Rekha, it is not like a Rekha, but this fire itself protected Mother Sita. And it is this Agni's wife is Swaha. So at this point, Agni's wife Swaha, she took the real Sita, the original Sita, Because Ravana, nobody other than Lord Rama can even touch Sita. Forget about kidnapping her, they cannot even touch her. So the original Sita was taken away, taken into Swaha, that is the fire god, and the shadow Sita, Chaya Sita, she was the one who was actually kidnapped by Ravana. So waiting for this opportune moment when Lakshmana was away, so Ravana comes and Ravana, he's saying, Bhavati Bhikshan Dehi. And Mother Sita, when she gets some alms, he says, no, you cannot be on the other side. You have to come out and offer your alms. And then Sita first refuses to do that. But then when she does, Ravana shows his real Swarupa and he kidnaps her. And meanwhile, Lakshmana, when he goes to Rama, Rama chastises him. That, what kind of a servant are you? I told you clearly not to leave Sita. Why did you leave her? So poor Lakshmana, his objects of worship, that is Rama and Sita, he got chastised for both of them for no fault of his. But did Lakshmana say that, oh my God, enough with both of you, wife and husband, I'm serving you so much and then I get to hear such things, I will leave you immediately? No. A servant is a servant. A servant has no choice to leave the master, eternally serve the Lord. And also, this was just in the whole time that they have this very deep relationship. This is just one instance where he was chastised like this by Mother Sita and Rama. But otherwise, their emotional investment in each other was so deep that he was not going to leave. So, this is how Ravana has kidnapped Mother Sita. And now, going forward, what is going to happen to Mother Sita? And once Rama and Lakshmana come back, what is their condition? And how are they going to proceed further in rescuing Sita and all the other things that is going to come about? My dear devotees, let us discuss tomorrow. So today we have made considerable amount of progress in discussing Aranyakanda, Agastya Rishi and Atri Rishi, Sudekshna Rishi, Sharabhanga Rishi, so many sages they have met. Anasuya Devi has given instructions and special gift to Mother Sita. They've also killed this demon called Virata, and also the Shurpanaka incident has happened. How Lakshmana cut off her nose and ears, and the 14,000 army of Kara, Dushan, Akampan are single-handedly destroyed by Lord Rama. That is his valor. And then Ravana, with the help of Maricha, has created this whole scene where he has kidnapped Mother Sita. But what is going to happen further? That we will see tomorrow, sharp at 6 o'clock Indian time. Dear devotees, please continue to come. We have only 3 more days. So let us enthusiastically participate in this Ramayana series. You can also share this video. It's available on Aradhana online YouTube channel. You can pass on the link so many more people can also watch and relish Valmiki Ramayana. So thank you so much everybody for joining us day after day. I truly appreciate it. Sri Ramachandra Bhagavan ki jai. Valmiki Maharshi ki jai. Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. समवेत भक्त वृंद की जय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल. Thank you very much everybody. Hare Krishna.